Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. My goodness me, what a difference 24 hours can make in the life of somebody. Yesterday morning, about 6 a.m., I was awoken by Gary from Nerdrotic telling me that Gina Carano was no longer employed by Lucasfilm. That was the start of my day. The day didn't end until 5 a.m., nearly a 24-hour day. 5 streams later, 1 video later, lots of people discussing what was going on, lots of people audience-wise interested to try and hear what different theories people had, because Gina Carano was silent on her let's just say lack of employment from Lucasfilm. And we were dissecting the statement which Lucasfilm released to a question, I believe it was. And it started off by saying Gina Carano isn't currently employed by Lucasfilm, kind of leading to believe that her contract had expired. And because The Mandalorian isn't due back for a couple of years now, and we don't know the situation of that Rangers of the Republic series and whether or not she would actually play a role within it, Disney, Lucasfilm in this case, of course, it all comes under the Disney banner, but Lucasfilm in this case might have just had her on a short contract, and then they would have got her back in a couple of years' time if and when they required her for The Mandalorian or this new series. But then, of course, there was that additional bit on the end saying that her tweets were abhorrent. And there was discussion all day about how it had been taken out of context, how people were using that to purposely cancel her, because she had been a huge target of cancellation for a long time now, ever since she refused to put pronouns in her bio. There was a lot of discussion about why hadn't the same fate befallen Pedro Pascal. And that wasn't an attempt to cancel Pedro Pascal. It was a simple fact of hypocrisy. How can somebody do something which is less and get fired against somebody who makes direct comparisons between the US and certain people within the US and Yahtzees, etc., and not get touched, seemingly not even get touched. So we don't know what's going on there, but it seems that when we were discussing how we felt Gina was going to act going forward, we thought there would be a period of quiet. We didn't think that Gina would be vocal. We thought that she would probably let things simmer down. Maybe things are going on behind the scenes with her. Just let this cauldron, which had boiled quite vivaciously over, just let it simmer down a wee bit. But no, it looks like Gina only knows one way, and that's the way of the fighter, and that's the way of attack. And it was incredible to see on waking up today, within a couple of hours, this news came out. Gina Carano hits back and announces a new movie project with Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. She's also been vocal on social media. Last night, there was a big stream on the Quarterings channel. There was a ton of us on there. Friday Night's crew were on there. Lauren Chen was on there. Star Wars Girl, Chrissy Mayer, Adam, tons of people. Yellow Flash, Umbrella Guy, as others as well. Huge group of us talking about this whole matter. And at one point during that stream, Gina Carano did like a tweet that had been sent out saying, this stream is discussing Gina Carano, and there's a ton of people there. There's over 10,000 people watching it. So she was having a look to see what was going on, and it was great to see. And I hope that she was buoyed by the massive amounts of support that she had worldwide. But let's get a little bit deeper, ladies, into this, shall we? Less than 24 hours after her explosive ousting, I should really say, from Star Wars series The Mandalorian for incendiary social media posts, Gina Carano has hit back at her detractors and revealed a new movie project she was making with conservative website The Daily Wire. Carano told us today, The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams come true to develop and produce my own film. I cried out and my prayers were answered. I am sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I have only just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. That's a really strong war cry from Gina. And also, movies and decisions like this don't get made overnight. So when Lucasfilm released the statement yesterday saying Gina Carano isn't currently employed by Lucasfilm, nor will she be in the future, it lends you to believe that maybe this was something that was always going to happen. Maybe behind the scenes that we didn't know about, Gina Carano had been told already by Disney that her services are currently not required and may not be required in the future. We don't know that, but we can kind of speculate that maybe that was the case. We saw some tweets from her in the last week or two, which kind of led to the theory that speech was being muffled, speech was being purposely pushed down, and her tweet that led to the statement of "we will no longer be employing her in the future either" was a tweet which clearly demonstrated how the powers that be manipulate people to turn people on people. And that's exactly what we've seen with these cancellation mobs and the irony of that all. So within that time, whichever time Gina was in conference with Lucasfilm, it looks like she's reached out. It looks like the Daily Wire has responded to that, and Ben Shapiro has responded to that. They've discussed this film idea of hers and would lead her to create her own independent movie. I was of the belief as well that there's a lot of disgruntled major directors in Hollywood at the moment, ranging from Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder, Quentin Tarantino, massive directors who are getting piss sick of the situation with the streaming and not pushing to theaters anymore, who are bored with constraints, etc. I can see any one of those. I can see particularly Zack Snyder, and I can see all three of those. But I can see all three of those picking up Gina. I really can. I can't see how any of those directors would have an issue with picking up Gina Carano for a project. For all the screaming and shouting and the loudness that it seems, it's Twitter. It's Twitter, and Twitter is fake. Twitter isn't the real world. Twitter is a bunch of pathetic, sad individuals whose lives are meaningless, who group up together in a mob mentality and try and destroy people's lives to make themselves feel better, to fill a gaping empty hole in their souls. It's bullshit. If you switch off Twitter, if you don't go onto Twitter, life goes on as normal, unaffected. And if Zack Snyder, if Christopher Nolan, if Quentin Tarantino picked up Gina Carano for a movie, the real world wouldn't bat an eyelid. Twitter would lose their shit, of course. But the real world, the The real people that would actually go to the cinema to watch films, the real people that would actually go out and purchase the merchandise, the DVDs, the 4Ks, the Blu-rays, etc., they won't care. They'll be like, oh, okay. New project from ex-director. I'm so glad of this statement of Gina. She's been a scrappy fighter from the start. She's seemingly, and it must be so hard for her. I can't begin to imagine the amount of dogpiling that she's had and what she's had to deal with. I can only be grateful that the fact that I hope being a fighter, a legitimate fighter, and having that fighter mentality would have come in handy to strengthen character, to strengthen yourself, but to be so resolute during this whole situation, to put on such strength in the face of such adversity is inspiring. It's absolutely inspiring. And everyone who lives in fear of cancel culture, everyone who lives in fear of free speech, look at this as a beacon of light. Because as I've said in videos before, and I said in a video just yesterday, when you start to say the word no, when you start to use that word to them, they shrink in fear because they're not used to it. They can't handle the word no. We're going to cancel you. No. No, you're not. No, you're not at all. Congratulations, Gina. I wait with bated breath for more details about the film project. It's wonderful to see. And 24 hours after what looked like a darkest moment, Gina's just come out absolutely swinging. And it's beautiful, beautiful to witness. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.